What is going on, guys? FMU here, and this is another FM15 prediction video. Today, obviously, we've had a bit of talk of Brendan Rodgers maybe getting the boot at Liverpool. Steve Gerrard has announced that he's going to leave Liverpool. But I thought, what if Brendan Rodgers did go and then they offered Steve Gerrard the managerial role? So we're going to do very similar format to the other videos. Steve Gerrard has been instilled as the player manager at Liverpool and didn't change any of these stats at all, player stats or these manager stats. So we'll see how he gets on. But what we're going to do, the usual, let's just get rid of that. Oh. Marker's red. We're going to do the usual, going to the end of the January transfer window, seeing how they get on, and then taking it from there. They are currently 9th in the Premier League, 21 points, 11 points off 4th place, and not far ahead of West Brom in the drop zone. So let's get ahead and see what is in store for us. Okay, so Steve Gerrard has been pretty quiet in the transfer window of January. Samed Yezil has gone to Besiktas for 250k, and Vlad Chiriches has come in from Tottenham for 9.5 million. So let's just head on back and have a look at the fixtures. So when we started this, it was just around about here. So after that, they drew one apiece with Swansea thanks to Ricky Lambert, a 1-0 win over Southampton thanks to Balotelli. Manchester City beat them by 3-2. They beat Reading in the FA Cup third round 3-1. A 2-1 win over West Ham was followed by a 1-0 defeat at Tottenham, a 2-0 win over Notts County. They lost 2-0 away at Villa and then drew 1-1 with Sunderland last time out. And I can tell you that already Steven Gerrard's position is under threat already. And they are, though, through to the first round knockout stages of the Champions League, but they've got Juventus. So it's going to be a very, very difficult task. Like I say, they're 11th in the Premier League at the moment on 29 points, and the gap has definitely widened from the last clip to this one. Quite some way away now. Going to be extraordinarily difficult for them to pull anything off. And then if we look at the very insecure Gus Poyet, insecure Steven Gerrard, so he might not even see out the rest of the season. Have they made a big mistake, or will Gerrard turn it round? Let's go find out, shall we? So then, guys, here we are, the end of the season. Steve Gerrard is still the manager, but throughout the season he has become very, very close to being let go. They had a decent finish in the end, from what I could see, to a degree. You know, they weren't brilliant, but it saved his job in the end. So the last time we checked in, they just drew one apiece with Sunderland. They went on to beat Queen's Park Rangers by 3-1, drawing 1-1 with Leicester, beating Stoke 2-0 in the FA Cup. They drew two apiece with Juventus in the first leg at home, before a 2-2 draw with Crystal Palace. They beat Stoke by 3-0 before going away and losing at Burnley. Wigan were beaten 3-0 in the FA Cup before a rather humbling 4-0 defeat I can speak words, at the hands of Juventus. But after that, a bit of something to cheer about were a 3-1 victory over Manchester United and a 3-2 victory over Everton. A 2-2 draw with Arsenal, followed up with a 0-0 draw at West Brom. They beat West Brom 3-0 in the FA Cup semi-final before beating Newcastle 1-0 and drawing 2 apiece with Chelsea. A 2-1 win, Adam Lallana nicking the winner. I saw that on the the news update thing. That's how I knew he nicked the winner. Well, obviously there, but you know what I mean. A 1-1 draw with Swansea, and then finished the Premier League season 1-0 victory against Hull. Daniel Sturridge. Liverpool finished in 7th, just missing out on a League European place, but as you saw on the fixtures list, they are in the FA Cup final against Arsenal. And we're going to watch it just for a change of pace. Let's see how Stevie Gerrard's management works out on the pitch. Okay, so we're going to Wembley to watch Liverpool versus Arsenal. The FA Cup final, Steve Gerrard's opportunity to win a major trophy. Interesting to look at this. Top goal scorers: McGoldrick, Zarate, Giroud, Bianco, Rhodes, Tom Pope and Dele Alli, who is a very decent player on this game. That much is for sure. So we've got our thing on. We'll just have key highlights on. We don't want this to drag out for too long. So Stevie G, he's gone with Mignolet in goal, Moreno, Lovren, Skirtle, Flanagan in defence, Sterling, Lucas, Henderson, Allen and Coutinho, with Balotelli up the top. On the bench, Jones, Sacco himself, Sturridge, Lallana, Jose Enrique and Barini. Wow, interesting. At left back for Arsenal, he's fielding. I'm not going to even suggest that he would be feeling him, but look at this from Arsene Wenger. Brandon Ormonde Otwill is making his league debut. Well, his domestic debut, should I say. 9 stone, 5'4" left back in the FA Cup final. Wenger, you go cray, sunshine. You go frickin' cray. So, that is brilliant though. I love that. See, you those of you know me, I love that. I'm all about the youngsters getting a run out. All about it. So let's see how Liverpool do in this cup final, shall we? Let me just turn that off just in case it pops up for any freaking reason, and we'll take you and we'll put action zones on there. So it's very even at the moment. It seems to be a lot in the middle of the park, and it's kind of even in each half. So it's always Ozil. Oh, they've taken the lead. Eugene Konoplyanka has scored for Arsenal. So Liverpool have a lot of work to do. Liverpool having more of the ball, more opportunities, less on target though. Well cut out. It's Coutinho. Oh dear. I hate to say it, but I've got a feeling that Liverpool might not be able to pull this one off. They might not get back into it. Although they do seem to be putting a lot of pressure into Arsenal's half. They are really pushing on. But it looks like Stevie G's first chance at silverware is about to end in sadness. And it is any second now. Well, I have to say... Oh, he's gone. That's it. Arsenal have won the FA Cup. And I have to say it was a very poor game, unfortunately. A very poor game indeed. But, alas, that is the soccering. And we will just take a quick little look at the stats that went on. So let's see. Lucas came off. Gerrard brought himself on after 64 minutes to try and change things. Fortunately, it did not happen. And Brandon Ormond Otterwill played the entire 90 minutes. So well done to him. And Joel Campbell came on at the end. So guys, if FM15 is anything to go by, if it was to happen and Brendan Rodgers was to leave and Gerrard take over, as player manager, they would have a good run in the FA Cup and they would finish 7th in the Premier League table. As they finished 7th but lost in the always entered the European Roll of Honour, well done. You know, as they finished in 7th but lost the final to 3rd place Arsenal, they will now qualify for Europe. So there's a silver lining to the cloud that is the FA Cup final defeat. They finished 7th, they made it into Europe, and you know, that can't be too bad, you know, restabilising after Rodgers leaving. So that's what could happen, guys. So if Rodgers goes, maybe this is what could be. Thank you for watching. Please drop a like, comment and subscribe. Thank you very much, guys. Goodbye.